Hi, it's been a while since I finished that last historical gown. So let me show you what I've been working on. I got a new toy at Joann's. I had a 50% off coupon, so I tried to find something that was rather expensive. And this is a ruffler, a low shank ruffler, which is the right size for most of your unless it's like industrial, just usually all your homemade, all your low-cost regular sewing machines are low shank. So I got the low shank ruffler at Joann's. It was $14.99 and I had a 50% off coupon and I got it for $7.50. So I'm going to show you how I use this and some of the things you can do. My husband and I went to a show down in Branson, and in the gift shop they have a lot of these full skirts that they're making for, like toddlers, and I think they go up to, they go up to all the different sizes. They usually have 3 layers, but I've just put this in, it's not sewn yet. They usually have 3 layers, but I thought I would try my new ruffler on this kind of outfit. So what I did is I looked at the actual design of the skirt, and what they do is they take a wide piece of fabric, fold it in half, like, let me see if I can get a piece of fabric. They'll take a wide piece of fabric like this, fold it in half, put in a seam and leave an opening for the elastic, and they'll insert, most of the skirts had a 1-inch elastic. They'll insert enough elastic to make a waistband. So what you end up with is a double layer of fabric. Once you sew that together, let's just say it's here, you're going to end up with 1 fabric and two fabrics that you'll be able to attach your ruffles to. You can either attach 2 ruffles, or you can attach 1 ruffle, depending on how full you want this. I made this before I had my ruffler, so I didn't use the ruffler to make the ruffles on this one. I did on the other one though. So anyway, you'll have 2 layers of fabric that you can attach. The way it turns out is you're going to have 1 little seam on the one side, because that's where you put that side seam. Here you go. See how you've got my side seam here, side seam here? So you're going to have a wrong side, right side when you attach that second ruffle underneath. But it's okay. Nobody's going to see it anyway. So you can either attach two layers of ruffles to the one, and you'll end up with 4 and make it really, really fluffy. It all depends on how much fluff you want on here. I used a heavy, I guess this would be a polyester rayon, a very heavy fabric, and it doesn't lay as nice as it would if it was just a plain satin. But anyway, you can experiment with your different fabrics. It would probably look cute in cotton, because I made one in cotton for that one. But that's how easy it is to make those little skirts. One thing though, if you are making it for a little girl, you're probably not going to want to use this the heavier netting, or the stiffer netting, or the organza, because it's going to itch your daughter. So what you're going to want to do is use some of this wetting type tool to make your ruffles. The problem with the wetting type tool, I tried to use my ruffler on the wetting type tool, the soft tool. You can do it, but it gives you a lot of ruffles, and I tried to set it to a lower setting and I couldn't get it, so I didn't get as many. I could only set it at the highest setting to get it to work properly. The tightest ruffle making setting to get it to work properly. But anyway, you can do it if you want to fuss with it. But if you pull, sometimes it does have a tendency to get stuck in the ruffler device. So, but the organza goes through fine. I tried the Here's the thing I put through the ruffler. This is another type of the tool. This is the iridescent, and it worked fine to give me a nice ruffle. But anyway, I'll talk about that. I tried doing lace. Lace turned out really nice with the ruffler. But anyway, we'll go through everything. So that's one skirt option, and that's how you make those little, really cute little full skirts for the dolls. And this is another one I'm working on, which is a different skirt pattern. I've only got it half done. In fact, this is just a fake skirt bottom. It's not even in there. To get this color yellow with the gold on top, I just took the yellow gold organza that you just buy in the rolls like this, and I just sewed it on top of a yellow fabric. And that was how I was able to get that nice color combination to match the yellow gold in this skirt. Anyway, I used the ruffler to ruffle this organza, and it worked perfect. See what I mean? This is just pinned in. I'm not even done with this outfit. So anyway, what I tried to do to get this to look cute, it's a new design. I did I'm trying to do one of those old-fashioned 1940 collars for the back of a with a sweetheart design on front, but it's all pinned in. I haven't got the pattern figured out yet, but anyway, that's basically what that is. So here's the skirt that I've got started so far. Kind of off here, but you can see how nice this ruffler works on not only the cotton fabric, but it also works really nice on the heavier gold organza. You get a really nice gathering on that. But anyway, here's where I'm at on this. I don't know if I'm going to make it a skirt or if I'm going to turn it into a dress. But anyway, that's how I just did the one ruffle. I sewed it the length of her waistband, and see, it's yellow fabric with the yellow organza. That's how you get that really pretty look on that plain old cotton fabric. So anyway, that's where I'm at on that. Let me show you some of the other things I was working on. Here is the actual gathering of the organza. I was trying different methods on it, but it works really well on that. I cut a 2-inch strip and I sewed my gathers right down the center, and that way I was able to fold it up like this and then sew it directly on my hemline for my skirts. I did it the same way for both of them. But this gather makes some really nice tight gathers. Another thing I was thinking about was I made another historical gown, but this time I was going to add a bunch of the runching to it. So I practiced on a strip of this fabric, but look at how nice those gathers are. So if I finish off the edges on here, I'm going to be able to do some very quick runching on these historical gowns, and it's really a time saver using the ruffling device, the ruffler. But anyway, those are some of your options. I tried different methods. That's why it's all over the, I don't know if you can see right there. That's at the tightest setting. Do you see how nice and tight those ruffles are? I use black thread so you can see it. But that's the kind of ruffles you get. So that would be good for your historical gowns for the runching. I tried, what else did I try? I tried the flat long lace, and I ruffled that on the top. The one thing about, sometimes it does skip, and you have, it's kind of hard to get an even edging to the top of the lace when you're sewing, but you'll see what I mean when we actually sew something. But what an easy way to make some quick slips, full slips. You just take the thick lace and you can make a whole bunch of full little slips or skirts for your dresses. You know, you can take this and attach it to white fabric and just make a like a ball gown with nothing but, or any kind of fabric underneath really, and then just do layers after layers of lace, and you'll have a beautiful, maybe even an empire gown like that all the way down. There's just so many options, and these rufflers make it so easy to do that. Okay, so anyway, that's the ruffler, and there's a couple skirt options that you can do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another layer skirt on this, and I'm going to sew it over the existing one. So for my next layer of fabric, I'm going to go down and add an extra inch down here, so that when I do turn it over and make 2 layers of skirts, I will have as many layers as I want just by adding that extra inch and sewing it all to the waistband to get that look for that. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and then when I come back I'll show you what the ruffler looks like on the machine, and all the different settings that you can use on the ruffler. So I'm going to find some scrap fabric, and then I'll show you how that ruffler is going to actually work. Okay.